Well, hello folks. Good evening. Today I'm going to read from Brer Rabbit. It's actually by Enid Blyton, and it's Brer Rabbit's a Rascal. Hope you enjoy this. It's one of my favourites. I actually read this when I was a young boy, and so enjoyed it. It was one of my favourites as a young lad. So we've moved on from Ming and Ping now, well and truly, to a different age bracket where the youngsters are reading their own books. So here we are. Good for you, Brer Rabbit. Once Brer Fox and Brer Wolf found a key in the road. They picked it up and looked at it, and then they winked at one another. Ho ho! This is Brer Rabbit's front door key. Now, isn't that a bit of luck? We'll be able to unlock his door and hide in his kitchen, said Brer Wolf. And pounce out at him when he comes in, said Brer Fox. We'll do it this very day, said Brer Wolf. So the two of them went right off to Brer Rabbit's house and unlocked his door. They knew he had gone to market because it was Thursday, and he always went on that day. They shut the door again and looked around in the kitchen. Where shall we hide, said Brer Fox. I'll go into that cupboard where the brooms and brushes are kept, said Brer Wolf, and in he went, squeezing his big body between the broom handles and mops. I'm going into this cupboard under the dresser, said Brer Fox. There are a whole lot of pans and dishes here, but I think I can manage to squeeze inside. The two of them lay in their cupboards as quiet as mice, waiting and waiting for Brer Rabbit to come home from market. They got rather stiff too, but they didn't dare move in case Brer Rabbit happened to come in just at that very moment. Pretty soon along came Brer Rabbit, all hung about with his marketing. He had cabbages and butter, a tin of pepper, and a tin of salt, a jar of honey, a pot of ham, jam, 6 laid new eggs, and a lot of other things besides. He set them down to get his key out of his pocket. Brer Fox and Brer Wolf heard him coming. Now, don't you make a sound, Brer Fox, hissed Brer Wolf from the broom cupboard. Well, don't you either, whispered Brer Fox. Brer Rabbit couldn't find his key in his pocket at all. He hunted first in this one, and then in that one. Surely I haven't lost it, he groaned. I did hear something drop on my way to market. Oh dear, oh my, I do hope I haven't lost it. Well, of course, he had lost it. So he didn't find it in his pockets. But somebody else had found it, hadn't they? In despair, he tried the handle of his door, and it opened. Brer Rabbit stared at it in surprise. Well, didn't I lock the door behind me this morning when I left, he said to himself. I always do. This is mighty queer, mighty funny. He took a look around, and there, in the dust, outside of the front gate, he saw the footmarks of Brer Fox and Brer Wolf, as plain as could be. Oh, ho, said Brer Rabbit to himself, scratching his ears and thinking hard. Oh, ho, and aha! This is where old Brer Rabbit does his little bit of thinking. He rubbed his nose and felt certain that Brer Fox and Brer Wolf had picked up his key and come along and used it on his door. That is why the door wasn't locked now. They were hiding inside and hoped that he would come and skip indoors as usual. Then what a commotion there would be. This won't do, said Brer Rabbit. This just won't do. I've got to get them out of there somehow, and I can't go in myself, because if I do, they'll get me. They'll have me. He sat down on his parcels and packets, and a tin rolled out from them. It was the tin of pepper. Brer Rabbit picked it up and grinned. Pepper, that was just the thing. Brer Fox and Brer Wolf were peeping out of the keyholes in the cupboards, watching and waiting for Brer Rabbit to come in. They were shivering with excitement, for Brer Rabbit looked as fat as butter that day. We know what dreadful thoughts they had in their minds. Brer Rabbit took the tin of pepper and went to the open door. He cautiously put his paw around and shook the tin with all his might. Shake, 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 shake. My goodness, you should have seen the pepper fly out of that tin. It flew up to the ceiling, it flew down to the floor, it flew to the other side of the room and back again. It went in at the cracks and the keyholes of the cupboards, and it found its way to the eyes and noses of Brer Fox and Brer Wolf. Brer Wolf felt a sneeze coming. It came nearer and nearer and nearer to his nose. He tried his hardest to stop it. He put his paws to his mouth and his nose, and he stopped breathing, hoping that the sneeze wouldn't come. And when it came, it was a monster sneeze. Achoo! 2 brooms fell down and a mop fell sideways, knocking Brer Wolf on the nose. Brer Fox called out angrily and in a loud whisper, "Brer Wolf, must you make a noise like that just when Brer Rabbit is around?" And then the pepper got into Brer Fox's nose and eyes too. He screwed up his face. He tried to squash the sneeze into his throat and not let it come, but it did. It came. Whoosh! Whoosh! Sneezed Brer Fox, and then he coughed as if he had whooping cough, for the pepper was just as strong as could be. He just couldn't stop. He coughed a saucepan down on top of him. He coughed 2 dishes from the shelf above, and then flattened both his ears. Then he sneezed again, so loudly that a saucepan fell right on his head like a hat. "Brer Fox, what do you think you're doing?" said Brer Wolf in a rage. "You tell me not to make a noise, but you sound like a thunderstorm and an earthquake all in one." Brer Rabbit giggled to himself. Then he spoke in a loud voice, as if he were very puzzled. Dear me, what's all that noise in my kitchen, I wonder? I don't like it. No, indeed, I don't. It sounds as if robbers and thieves are in there, stealing my brooms and my saucepans. I'm going to get Mr. Dog and ask him to sniff around and hunt out those robbers. Mr. Dog has big, sharp teeth and a dreadful bite. My, he'll soon sniff them out all right. Then Brer Rabbit made a pattering noise with his feet, as if he were running down the fat path to fetch Mr. Dog. He crouched down behind a bush and waited. Now, when Brer Fox and Brer Wolf heard Brer Rabbit talking about Mr. Dog, they shivered and shook, for if there was one person they were really afraid of, it was sharp-toothed Mr. Dog. He had chased them many a time. Brer Wolf spoke from the broom cupboard. "Brer Fox, isn't it time we went? I don't mind waiting around for Brer Rabbit, but I'm not waiting for Mr. Dog." "Nor am I," said Brer Fox, with a mighty sneeze, and he got out of the pan cupboard. "Goodness me, we must both have got terrible colds, the way we're sneezing and coughing. We'd better go home and get into bed with the hot water bottles. I never knew a cold come on so suddenly." Brer Rabbit gave a bark like a dog. Brer Wolf and Brer Fox jumped and made for the door as fast as they could. They got there at the same moment and stuck. "Let me out first," panted Brer Fox, and he hit Brer Wolf with his fist. Brer Wolf gave him a punch back, and Brer Rabbit almost killed himself with laughing to see them. Then down the path they went at top speed. Brer Fox still with a saucepan on his head that slipped down over his eyes so that he couldn't see where he was going. "Yap, yap, 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 yap," barked Brer Rabbit, and the 2 of them went faster than ever. Everyone thought they must be running a race. And after that, Brer Rabbit had a new lock put on his door. He didn't want any more unexpected visitors. Okay, well, there we are. So that's all for tonight, folks. Thank you so much for listening, and it was lovely to be with you. God bless. Good night now.